I remember as a kid watching my grandparents work, around the house, working in the garden, working in the fields. I remember back in Yugoslavia, watch my grandparents kind of work on the fields and do the labor work. And I remember thinking to myself, wow, I mean, these people are making this stuff look easy. It's kind of like watching Steph Curry shoot threes or watching LeBron James jump up and dunk the ball, and then you kind of go on to the next basketball court. The next time you go on the basketball court, you look at the ring and you're like, Jesus Christ, this ring is so damn high. Like, how does he makes it look damn easy. Like, how big is LeBron James? How big is Shaquille O'Neal? It doesn't even look like he jumps. These people just make it look easy. And I remember thinking to myself, the first time this occurred to me, I'd kind of work in the garden, doing whatever, and I'd quickly get fatigued. Like, my back would kind of give out, and I'd be like, damn, man, like, what the hell is going on? Like, why am I getting fatigued so quickly? And I'm having these thoughts, having these memories of my parents just working like endlessly, like the whole day that we just spend in the garden doing things. And I remember thinking to myself when I started working in the garden myself, like, why am I getting so tired? Like, I'm supposed to be fit. I like play basketball, I train. Why am I getting so fatigued? And I remember this one story. My dad and I, we went and we bought these trees. We brought them back to my house, and I wanted to kind of plant these fruit trees around the back of the backyard. There was like 7 or 8 trees, so we had to dig 7, 8 holes. So we get the thing off the trailer, start digging it with a pick because, the earth is kind of dry and you can't really get it into the shovel. So I start picking it up, pick. And then like within a couple of minutes, I'm there like getting fatigued. The pick is heavy, whatever. I'm swinging it hard, smashing the ground, breaking it up and then using the shovel to kind of dig it all out. And then within a couple of minutes, like, I stop and my dad says to me, why are you stopping? I'm like, I'm tired. Like, give me a break. I'm just, I've got a lower back pump. And he's like, give me, I'll jump in. So he jumps in and grabs the pick and he's picking and shoveling. I'm like, I'm just sitting there, like, not saying anything. I'm just, all right, he'll get tired and I'll take over. He didn't get tired. We dug the hole, put the thing in, water it, move on to the next one. I'll start with the pick, bang, bang, bang. First couple of minutes, once again, I've got a lower back pump. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I need a break. I stand up. He's like, give me the thing. So I will do like 1/5 of the job, and he would each time complete every hole, finish the hole. And then when we got to the third and fourth, I said to him, are you like some sort of like gym rat? Like, how the hell are you so fit? Do you not get tired? And he started laughing at me. He's like, your generation didn't do what I did, during my days. You guys go to the gym and you use these fancy pieces of equipment, but you don't really, you're not resistant to proper work, manual work. It's different. And at the time, I remember like, yeah, no worries, I'm hearing you, but I don't think gym work is bad. Little did I know that what he was referring to is just GPP. My dad has a lot of GPP, in regards to digging holes and cutting trees down and swinging axes and whatever that. He's just got a lot of GPP. Now, I was huffing and puffing. He wasn't huffing and puffing. He's just continuously digging these holes. I would jump in for a couple of minutes, and frankly, I was kind of embarrassed. How the hell is this 60-year-old dude more resilient to fatigue than me? I have a 200-kilo deadlift. He doesn't have any deadlift. He doesn't know how to deadlift. This is the first time I thought to myself, this stuff that we're doing, this gymming, these little terms that we have kind of learned from YouTube, from textbooks, they're all like sexy and stuff, but my dad doesn't know anything about periodization. My dad doesn't know anything about reps and sets or how long you should train. My dad grew up digging for 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day. There was no rest periods. You just dig. When you can't, you stop. What sort of time period do you stop? When the thing feels all right, you go again. Accumulation of work, years on years on years on years. And here I am, the proud holder of a 200-kilo deadlift at the time. I think it was like 27 years old. And at the time, like, my father-in-law, my late father-in-law was there. My father that was there. So 2 blokes in their 60s, one bloke in his late 20s. Being outworked by a couple of blokes in their 60s. So this kind of like hit my brain, and it took me a while to process this. And so around that time, I started kind of doing more volume. I started doing more reps with the idea like I need to improve my GPP. So this whole idea of training is all well and good, and we get so obsessed with these terms, like I said, but there's no replacement for just work. How much work have you done in your life? Makes me think, if my dad spent half of the time that I've spent with a barbell, my God, he's 60 years old. If my dad picked up a barbell when he was 40, I reckon he would have a 250 kilo deadlift for sure. He has spent so many years of his life working with his hands, working with his back. You give him a barbell, a nice handle to grab onto. I don't see this man not being strong. I don't see anybody that works on a farm not being strong if we just taught them the damn skills of lifting a barbell. These people, once again, have no idea about 5x5, Mark Rippetoe, Jim Wendler, Pavel Tsatsouline, 531, nothing. They don't know anything about periodization. All they know is work. Just work your ass off. When you've had enough, do some more. Have lots of strong food, meat, bread, all that stuff that villagers have. Wake up tomorrow morning, go again. Years on years on years on years. I sometimes think to myself, when we talk about beginner training, or when people tell me I've only trained for a month, what do you think I should do? Work. Probably the best thing to do is call a freaking place, home hardware place or whatever, and tell them to bring 3 tons of sand to your front yard, go buy a wheelbarrow, go buy a shovel, and just shift that damn thing from the front yard to the backyard. Just keep going. Once you've done like 50 sets of those, you're going to be a beast. You're going to be somebody that's resilient to fatigue. Now, it is very hard to replicate human movement of working labor. Like, what's digging a shovel? It's a deadlift, it's a bicep curl, it's a shoulder raise, it's a row, it's a farmer's carry with the wheelbarrow. You name it. Like, it does everything. Like that, you can't replace manual labor. And we do these sexy little things with a squat and a deadlift, and we try to break everything up to kind of get better at some of these segments of human movement. But to somebody that's got no idea what a deadlift, squat, any of this stuff is, all they know is just work. And some of the people that I've kind of grown up with, I went into nursing, I had a friend that went into tiling, I had a friend that went into concreting. Man, some of these guys, especially the concreter guy, he looks like he's stronger than me. He looks like he could deadlift more than me if he just spent 3 or 4 months learning the technique, learning how to move the bar, learning the technique. He's got this thickness about him. He's got this, toughness about him. When you're working with concrete, you just, there's no reps and sets or anything. You just work. So a couple of 60-year-old guys had a stronger lower back than me. I was getting fatigued so quickly. So I'm thinking to myself, going to today's gym, I think I'm doing too much for my lower back. I'm doing too much for my lower back. How many reps do you reckon my dad did when he was 30 years old? Of lower back, whatever the hell that means, just freaking sitting up or standing up after digging. How many reps do you think he did in a day? Thousands. Freaking thousands. And here I am, a fucking scholar of human movement and physiology and training. I'm listening to Louis Simmons. I'm listening to Jim Wendler and Mark Rippetoe. I'm listening to all these guys telling me about 5x5. Excuse me, 5x5. I'm going to be stronger than my dad 5x5. Oh, man. Sometimes I think school makes us dumb. It makes us focus too much on details and we lose focus of what the hell we're talking about. What we're trying to do in the gym is just get stronger, okay? Physically stronger. Work. Work. Don't count. Don't count reps. Don't count sets. I feel like I don't want to count anymore. I don't want to count that I did 5 sets of 20. Because by counting, I'm limiting myself. No, I probably could have done 4 more sets. After the pin squats, I was dead. After all this work, I was dead. I was nauseated and whatever. I was telling my cameraman, I'm spent. But I'm thinking to myself, I'll do 5 sets of 20 back raises or hypers after all of this, after the pin squats, after the squats. No, man. The job is not done. There is still 1.5 ton of dirt there you need to shift. You don't stop. And because we limit ourselves with these damn pretty numbers and all these pretty exercises, I think we are not realizing our potential when it comes to our physical body. We are capable of more. And when I sit there and I see a 60-year-old dude outperforming in a digging competition, I think to myself, okay, I don't have specificity. I haven't dug a hole in a long time. And probably has, or maybe he hasn't. I don't think he has, but at this point, we're not professional diggers, right? He's not a professional digger. I'm not a professional digger, whatever that means. He's 60 years old. I'm a fit guy. I supposedly have a six-pack. He's got a beer gut. He's got a six-pack of beer hanging off. And he's got more endurance in his freaking core and trunk more than me. This happened like a few years ago. And now I'm dealing with the same problem of back fatigue. I can squat 210 kilos with a weak-ass back. If you slap on a strong back with lots of GPP behind it, every single day back raises, every single day. We are digging every day because we need to freaking eat, we need to plant the damn crops, and we need to harvest the damn crops, and we need to feed the damn animals. There's no sets and reps to do the damn job. I feel like we should forget about all this terminology and just go in there and work. Just freaking go work. There is a hyper, there is a squat. Just keep working, and when you get hungry, then go. I sometimes feel like this stuff that we worry about is making us not work as hard. Our brain is so powerful that it just makes us think too much. And I'm a number one prime example of that. I want to know. I want to kind of find out. I'm asking all these damn questions. I want to know what's going on. And in the act of doing that, I forget about doing the damn thing. Tomorrow I'm going to go in, I'm going to do 20 freaking sets of 20 of back raises. I swear to God, I'm going to do that. And so then at the end, I'm going to call my dad. I'm like, Dad, let's go freaking dig a hole. Please, let's go dig a hole. I want to see if I can, have some sort of damn resilience. I want to outdig my dad. I'm 30 years younger, man, 40 years younger. Why am I being outdug by a guy like that? He doesn't even train. You can hear by my voice, I'm pretty frustrated. Just think about all these things, thinking about these damn back pumps. Is it the hip flexor? I don't care anymore. I don't care if it's a hip flexor, if it's a QL, if it's a erector, if it's a six-pack, if it's a lat, if it's a trap. I'm gonna freaking call a truck full of dirt and I'm gonna shift it. And I'm not gonna know how to write my name on a piece of paper. I'm not gonna know how to sign anything. I'm a baboon from some jungle. I'm a caveman. I don't know anything other than work. Let's just work and forget about all this science, all this terminology, and just who can work more, who can work harder. That's all we're gonna freaking talk about. Because I think the function of us studying all of this, the function of us thinking about all of this, we're forgetting about just work. The dumb guy who's got no idea, concreting all day, not disrespect to concreting, but somebody that's in concreting and is not into medicine and physiology and anatomy like I am, he's got no idea about anything. All he knows is he's got to freaking lay this concrete down, sand that shit down, and maybe do some gardening over there after work or whatever. All he knows is work. He needs to do a job. He's got one set of gardening today. Where am I? I'm like 19, 20. Oh, that's done. It's not done, bro. Like you haven't even started. 5x5. Is 5x5 enough for a beginner? I feel like saying if I ever open up a gym, I'm going to have a pile of dirt in front of the freaking gym in the car park. And I'm going to say, if you can shift 3 tons of dirt from that corner to that corner, you get free membership. Let's go. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.